Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum. So last 2 Sundays we discussed this topic called the absorption within, from chapter 5th, 24, 25, 26, 3 shlokas. What in general we call concentration, what we call meditation or having deep meditation. But many times you will find that we use these words very casually, without much thinking behind it. Now, when we say deep meditation, there is extreme deep meditation, almost on the verge of samadhi, as they say, which is relatively quite difficult for ordinary people like us. But we need to think from this point of view that what we call meditation is something of the spiritual in nature. Meditation on God, meditation on object of meditation. Could be light, could be a saint, could be an incarnation, etc. But the deep concentration, how to understand it is deep or not? If you read carefully in the Gospel, in Kathamrita, Sri Ramakrishna says, the body which is so dear to you, also you forget. We don't forget completely the body, not that we will not have body consciousness, but that which is related to the body starts becoming secondary to you. Many times, all of us have this experience. Work. You don't care whether it is lunchtime or so, because you are deep in the work. You need to finish it. Of course, you are aware about your hunger, but your mind is telling you that my hunger is not important now, important is this work. So for time being, you are forgetting, otherwise you won't remain hungry, you will immediately go for food. For example, today I had a Jain monk. Very interesting conversation went on. By the time they went, I saw it is 2:30 afternoon. Lunchtime is 12:45. But I didn't remember. Idea is to validate your capacity. That is not for the sake of God, not in the meditation, spiritual meditation, but for the business, but for the work, but even for the entertainment. There was a time when I forget everything. It is the same mind, as Ramakrishna says. It is the same cat, when goes to the wild, becomes a wild cat. It is the same mind, when goes to the spiritual path, becomes a spiritual seeker. The same mind goes in different directions, becomes expert in that direction. What we want to validate is that capacity of me to get engrossed and forgetting the body, forgetting your hunger. That happens in all of us, in everybody's life. Something becomes very important which is beyond your physical routine necessity. Secondly, forgetting the time. You get so much engrossed in reading a book. Oh, 2 hours passed. You don't feel. How you can forget the time? Is it a joke to spend 2 hours? Now it is 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. So many things you did. How in a very short time 2 hours passed? Because you were so much engrossed in reading. That engrossed in reading, if you want to see from the side of meditation, it's called deep meditation. Where you forget the time, where you forget the place, and you forget your body. In everybody's life, a time should come when you push the envelope up to that extent. Do a spiritual practice little beyond your, not too much, little beyond your capacity. Just to validation that yes, I can do that. And when you can do that, see how much confidence and joy you have that yes, I could do it. Unless you do it, you do not know. So it is in doing. The joy is in doing something which otherwise I would not have done. Reading, challenging yourself. Giving example only. Don't make a big. I'm not making myself a big, but just because I know my example, I do not know your example. I had just joined mission. I was about 21 years old. That happened to be the birthday of one of the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Ramakrishna Mission. And before that I got a book written by Swami Tapasyananda ji called Swami Ramakrishna, the Epistle of Sri Ramakrishna to the South. That is the title of the book. I got the book. And that happened to be Ramakrishna's birthday. So I decided, let me do, which I have not done, simple thing you also can do. After breakfast, I went to the room, closed my room. Till I finish this book, I will not open the door. It took 6 hours, almost 200 pages. Everybody was worried. Knocking, hey, what happened? Why you are not coming for lunch? What happened to you? Did anybody tell you something? Why you are doing this? I said, I am safe, I am happy. I will not open the door till I finish the book. And continuously for 6 hours, I read the book completely. When completed, yes, I pushed myself. There was a time, simple activity, there was a book fair in India, of course. So I was sitting on the counter. Suddenly I thought, let me push myself today. I sat on the chair at 10 o'clock a.m. I got up from the chair only at 8:30 or 9 o'clock. I didn't take water so that I don't need to go to washing. I didn't take food so that I don't need to get up. I literally didn't get up from the chair for 10 hours. Not a big deal. Anybody can do it. Yes, anybody can do it, but do it and see. If you can do it, so much confidence will come that if I can sit to sell the books and prepare the cash memos, at least 5 hours I can sit for puja. If 10 hours I can sit by doing work, at least 3 hours I can sit for meditation, japa. Pushing yourself to do spiritual practice is simple sadhana which all of us can do. Whenever you read the life of great people, everywhere it will come. Oh, they did so much austerity, they did so much spiritual practice. They did the same. They did the same. While doing that, you will think, you will understand where your mind is pulling you. Oh, let me check if there is any message or not. Oh, let me see whether there is any missed call or not. Oh, I am so important, my boss may call me. All mind will play with you. But you hold on to your spiritual practice. Start with the minimum, little more than what you are generally doing, and get success. You are justifying, you are approving your success. I have seen Swamis meditating for 3 hours, 4 hours at a stretch. Don't move, just like a log of wood. 4 hours. Our Swamis, all modern, highly educated Swamis. What I am telling is, spiritual life is in doing. Spiritual life is not in lecturing or hearing the lecture. No. Spiritual life is in doing that. So unless you do it, you can't own it. You heard a story, you do it and own it. Beautiful example, Gopaler Ma. Gopaler Ma became widow at the very young age. For 30 years at the bank of the Ganga, doing japa whole day. So much so, in a later period when she is sleeping, still the fingers are counting japa. This is a fact. This is not a story. This is a reality. When she was doing japa, someone come and told, Sri Ramakrishna has told, Gopaler Ma has achieved everything which she need to achieve as a spiritual seeker. Why you are doing japa? Swamiji told, she has realized everything. Then why she is doing japa? 2 answers. One answer, when she used to address Sri Ramakrishna as my Gopal. When Gopal says, I must have achieved that state. By doing spiritual practice, I want to own it. I do not know. Let me own it. Let me validate it. And secondly, very interesting, which many other people have told this, we remember God because that is the only thing by which you will be able to overcome the fear of death. We need to do from that point of view. We had a Swami, Holy Mother's disciple, was staying in Belgharia, our center. A young Swami was his attendant. So this Maharaj, Dhyanatmanandaji, if I am not mistaken, at the practically end of his life, practically the last day of his life, he was heavily breathing. So the attendant Swamiji said, Swamiji, are you okay? Should I take you to the doctor? No. But he kept on breathing very heavily. Then called him and says, do you know what is this? You are breathing heavily, something is wrong with you. No. At the end of life, many people have this heavy breathing. But Swamiji, in that case, I must take you to the doctor. No. I am mother's child. This snap is called Tudi in Bengali. Tudi. He says to attendant Swami, I am mother's child. I will go, means I will die like this. I don't fear. And really it so happened. He called the attendant and says, my time has come. I don't believe. I remember mother. I remember my mantra. Look, passed away. Can you believe? What confidence? Die like a king. Going as if we go out of this hall, same way they go out of the body. Life and death becomes kind of play for them based on that Sharanagati or dependence on. But that comes as a result of a lot of sadhana, lot of spiritual practice. You don't need to do any hi-fi spiritual practices. Only doing japa. The mantra which we have, it is we who do not understand. But as Holy Mother says, whatever I have to do, I have done at the time of initiation. Now do it and realize it. And this mantra has a capacity to give you everything. Bhava, samadhi, everything. Only we do not do. So deep concentration or going deep within, you forget the time, you forget the space or a place, and you forget your own body. And you are in a waking state, you are not sleeping, you are doing spiritual practice. But so much engrossed that you go beyond all these three. When 2-3 hours passes, they do not know. There is a description in the life of Swami Adbhutananda ji. He is sitting at the bank of Ganga, different steps are there, on the lower step. Kumbhaka has taken place, no breathing going on. The tide water goes above him. He is not aware. These are true stories. Just happened maybe 100 years before, not once upon a time. These are all real things. Spiritual practice today also, as we are talking, there are devotees, there are monks who on a daily basis put themselves into this deep state of mind in terms of japa or meditation. So here he says, Sri Krishna says, Kama Krodha Vyuktanam Yatinam Yatachetasam Abhito Brahma Nirvanam Vartate Viditatmanam. These people, some qualities they developed. The mind, because of their thinking about their Ishta, thinking about their spiritual goal, they go beyond these happenings in our mind, which is called lust or greed or this and that. It is not on the table for them to think about. They have outgrown from that bodily necessities of human being. They control their inner instincts. Controlling the mind is the main, and thereby control the senses. And this is how, leaving these bodily cravings aside, they absorb themselves within. This is the expression in Bhagavad Gita. Two ways of looking at that. One, if you are absorbed in meditation, then all these superficial instincts of your mind slowly gets reduced and doesn't affect you that much. Secondly, you put effort so much in giving up this lower kind of desires, and your mind gets more concentrated. So idea is this. Preparing yourself mentally with the help of scriptures. What is my route? You go by train, so you know what stations are going to come. In the same way, from an information point of view, we must be able to study the scripture and understand that yes, these are the stations going to come in my life when I do spiritual progress. Positive stations, negative stations. Negative stations means your mind will revolt, your desires will become more intense, because it is like spring. Initially you suppress your desire. Slowly, because of your mind's attention to God or spiritual practice, you don't need to suppress your desires. Slowly the desires get sublimated. No use of. Sometimes this happens. Just to understand how these senses will leave you if you are attached to God. I went to Puri, Jagannath Puri. So for the priests or the pandas, they want to extract money from you. So they wanted to extract money from me also. I practically did not carry any money with me so that I am free from that. So as soon as I entered the temple, he caught hold of my hand and telling something in Oriya which I don't understand. So I told, I don't have money. How come you don't have money? So I decided not to talk. So I closed put my hands like this, closed my eyes, and going everywhere where he is pushing me or pulling me. And I was doing japa. After some time, he said, good for nothing, and he left me. That is how your senses will leave you. You are not responding to that, good for nothing, we keep quiet, and you go on your spiritual path. Spirituality is doing. Swamiji says that religion is being and becoming, not in reading and acknowledging, no. Being and becoming. What is being and becoming? You practice, you own it, and then live it. L-I-V-E, live, not L-E-A-V-E. You own it and then live life. And then is the only way to get absorbed. Coming back, do we have that experience of getting absorbed? Yes, we do have. Nothing disturbs you when you watch 3 hours movie. Nothing disturbs you, World Cup season is going on. Nothing disturbs you for that 1.5 hours. You don't even get up. No bathroom, no drinking water, nothing. Glued to the screen. It is the same you who is going to meditate. But there you say 10 minutes, my mind cannot be stable. It's the same mind which went and stick to the TV. So we all have experience of deep absorption apart from our experience of deep sleep, which also we have experienced, all of us. But even in waking state, many things which we are interested in, when the time flies, you do not know. Suddenly you say, oh, 2 hours passed, correct? Watching the YouTube videos and shorts. What you call it? Swiping, not swiping. What is the word? Scrolling. Hours after hours scrolling. Whole afternoon went. After lunch became 5 o'clock. Oh, no, must go to mission. Then only left the phone. These are all of us in one way or other. I may not be doing that much. Up to a little extent I also do. Because I need to see something or search something. But problem is that, I'm telling from my experience, you started to search something, after half an hour or 1 hour you end up somewhere else. Correct? This is our experience. Do whatever you want to do. It is not a sin to use the mobile phone. I don't say that. There is nothing sin. Provided you know that you are doing that. Not out of ignorance. Not out of carelessness. Purposefully you want to do, be aware that you are doing. And then you can come out of that. So this awareness is important. So this experience of deep concentration, many activities could be there where the sense of time is forgotten. Where you are, forgotten. Your own body, forgotten. That's what Sri Ramakrishna says. He gives example which Sri Ramakrishna himself has heard about it. A sadhu was meditating in Panchavati hours after hours, so motionless. Even the birds started sitting on the head. Birds do not feel that he is a living being. Birds feel he is a log of wood. So much concentration. Even the breathing doesn't move the body. Breathing becomes extremely slow. Oh, that's why we monks have a problem. When we go to the doctor with a heart problem, oh yes, Swami, you people's heartbeat is always low. I said, no, it is really low, treat me. It happened with me. My heartbeat went down up to what extent? It went up to 32. So doctor said, you people are monks and your heartbeat is... I say, don't look at the monk, treat me as a patient. Or then put a pacemaker. Okay. It really happens. Once we did this, when I was in Argentina, said, let us do a practical. What is that? When you pay attention, you will like to do it more. Next 5 minutes, we will not touch ourselves. Sit and do japa. Then you will like to say, oh, here itching, all things will come up. It is not itching, it is mind. Mind has that which is not stable, that which is always disturbed is the quality of mind. And that's why it takes sadhana to make it cool down. People say, I can't concentrate. Yeah, it's very common. All of us started the journey with that. But then there are ways and means to train your mind. Sometimes forcefully, sometimes taking the mind with you like a friend, sometimes telling 10 times as you tell to the child. Different ways of treating the mind. Earlier time we had a concept of controlling the mind. Remember Swami Buddhananda's book, Mind and Its Control? That he wrote about almost 50 years before. Now we don't say control of the mind, manage your mind. You don't control the children, manage your children. You don't control your instinct, manage your instinct. This is the human development. Control means what? Confrontation. No, don't control. A child is crying, if you control, stop crying, start scolding. No, it will not work. It happens in our bosom regularly. Top of the voice is shouting, unnecessarily. So sometimes the supervisors will come and say, Swamiji, that fellow is not keeping quiet. So I go and said, give me only 20 seconds. 20 seconds, not even minutes. I go, put my hand on his shoulder and say, there is no boy better than you. You are one of the best boys. Have a sip of water. Finish. Then give a chocolate. That is how you can treat the mind. Your mind says, no time for meditation, World Cup match is there. Then tell him, okay, I allow you to watch the match. After match, I need half an hour, must do japa. Okay, I will do. What match? Switch off the TV. As you told to your mind, sit in the shrine and do japa. That is one way of doing it, as you do with the children. Sometimes it is controlled. No, 7 o'clock is a prayer time. All match later, first prayer. Disciplined mind, cajoling the mind, or giving suggestion to the mind. What is the suggestion? Reading. Oh, I must do this. I'm not able to do it, but I must do it. Tell your mind, okay, all these qualities must achieve, okay? Yeah, we have interest in this, but slowly. Just keep on giving suggestion to your mind. That is another way. So, managing the mind, the quality of mind is, instability is the nature of mind. Like water's nature is to flow, in the same way, mind's nature is to be always going one subject to another subject, jumping like a monkey. Swamiji gives a very nice example. One, it is a monkey, very restless. Then it was bitten by a scorpion. Then somebody put wine in his mouth. What will be that condition of the monkey? Same thing is our mind. We are bitten by something called desire. We are intoxicated in terms of our success, in terms of our beauty, in terms of our money, in terms of our power, intoxicated. That's why many times they will say, oh, you know who am I? These kind of people. So much inebriated in their mind. Very difficult for these people to sit down and meditate because of the strong ego. So if you don't have this, you are already blessed. It's a matter of training your mind in a particular routine. For example, it is said that when you grow up at certain age, when you consider that an old age or becoming old, 60, 65, 70 and all that, one thing which grips you is inertia, laziness. No, I don't want to get up. Oh, little more I want to sleep. This all excuses mind will give. In our language I am telling, I am 65. Every day morning I run to the temple like a pre-probational brahmachari who has just joined the order. I must go before 6 o'clock. Tell my mind, you are 65, what should I do with that? I can't help you. Go to the temple. No, I want to sleep little. Okay, you sleep later. Now you go to temple first. This is how you negotiate with your mind. You can't fight with your mind. Why? Because it will overpower you. But while negotiating, you are taking a higher role and convincing the mind. But before you convince, you must have some information in you what I want. I told to somebody, what time you wake up? No, Swamiji, 7:30, 8 o'clock. I said, beautiful morning sunrise time. You are losing every time. No, I can get up in the morning. Getting up, do what? This is the exact question. I can wake up at 5 o'clock. After getting up, do what? That is the preparation. It is not that you get up in the morning. After getting up, you do what? You say, no, I have so many things to do. First I must do my japa. Morning I will do. I have to read. I have to write this. Telling your mind, no, until you wake up, cannot. Yes, sometimes it's okay. Today you take rest. But not always succumbing to the order of your mind. That awareness is important in spiritual life. There is a beautiful article by one Swamiji about the monastic life. And he says, sannyasa means going against the nature. Spiritual life is going against the nature. That standpoint you take. Your mind says something, I don't care. 7 o'clock means prayer. Morning 6 o'clock must sit for japa. I must read at least 20 pages every day. This is my routine. You like or not, I don't know. And mind slowly becomes aligned to you. And then spiritual progress you can visibly see in yourself. But it requires training. It requires efforts. In most of the time, people live a very idealistic view of spiritual life, but do not want to put effort which is required to be put. It's not easy. It's not easy. Your ego comes in. Oh, I have never done this. Still, somebody told me, I practically didn't have any difficulty in my life. I said, then your life is miserable. You do not have seen any difficulty, because of that you did not progress. Good gentleman, but no effort to be spiritual. So we say, you have to be positively abnormal, not negatively abnormal. Those who are abnormal, we don't like them. You be abnormal in a positive sense. What people don't do, you do. Normally people don't wake up. No family member wants to wake up in the morning. You wake up. You wake up and sit for meditation. So what the others doesn't do. Many times we say, detachment. Wherever we are, I am in the mission, you are in a family life. Detachment doesn't mean your love and concern for your loved one will reduce. No. Detachment comes from knowledge. And what is that knowledge? Little bitter, but the truth. What is that knowledge? Whatever love you have for your loved ones, husband, wife, children, whatever, if they are sick, will you take medicine on their behalf? No. They have to take medicine. There is no doubt about this. In the same way, minds are different. If somebody's mind is like that, must undergo that karma. Even if you love them, you can't help him. He has to undergo, or she has to undergo. Detachment is this. Not detachment means you leave them alone to suffer. No. I am beside you, but I can't help until you stop this. Your situation will not improve. I have all love for you, sympathy for you. I will be beside you. I will do my japa. You cry, I don't care. Because that is your karma. Your husband took chili, mouth is burnt. Do you think wife is going to put sugar in the mouth? No. There is something which is, even if you are in a group, even if you are a family, in family you are individual. Because your karma, up to certain extent common, so you are together. But everybody individual has their own karma, own prarabdha, own set of desires, own goal of life. Not everybody has the same goal of life. Even if you are husband, wife, or brother, sister, or mother and son, or father and son, or mother, daughter, father, daughter, whatever. They have a set of desires which is much or more different than you. But you stay together because you are in relation. You take this family relation. But detachment comes from knowledge. And that knowledge is, whatever love and concern I have, separation is inevitable. Holy Mother says this, not me. Separation with your loved one is inevitable. Separation doesn't mean divorce. Separation is, end of the day, one person will kick the bucket faster, earlier. If not today, after 25 years, not 25, 35 years, 50 years. One person will go, then the second will go in his own time. Death will separate you definitely. So love will be there, concern will be there, because it is family, you have to do your duty. But this knowledge will keep your mind detached. Again I am telling, don't mistake me. This detachment will not reduce love and concern for your family. It is not that whatever happens to you later. No. That doesn't happen. Detachment is the state of mind. Then you can tell to your mind, okay, now you sit and meditate, about that we shall think later. Mind doesn't want to think. That is attachment. That mind wants to think that. But in a serious condition, somebody is in hospital, somebody is in a difficult state, of course you leave your japa aside and serve them. Love and concern are not reduced. But detachment is must, because that is the truth. That whatever love and concern I have, a time definitely will come, 100% will come, where, so Holy Mother says, live with everyone, with all concerns, but LOVE capital is only meant for God and nobody else. Holy Mother says. That means you should not love your people? Yeah, you love them. That's a relative love. That's why they are relatives. Yeah? All are relatives. Husband and wife also are in relation also. In relation with this, I am this. With relation to the son, same lady is a mother. With relation to in-laws, same lady is a daughter-in-law. So with different relations, your role changes. But you remain the same. Your role changes, your behavior changes according to the relationship. But you are in the center. And that is the absolute and not relative. And that feeling will come again by the same japa. You create, I don't know, I'm putting my vocabulary, whatever I know. By doing japa, a kind of individuality grows within. And that you need to hold on to. And that doesn't die. That remains constant. That doesn't have a fear of death. That doesn't have any conflict with anything. Serve husband, serve wife, serve children, serve in-laws, everything is fine. But that inner person, which is developed because of doing japa or spiritual practice, that understands that this is what I am and I must take this and go forward in spiritual life. Because everything is temporary. Everything is transient. Your body also is transient. If your body is transient, your husband's body also is transient. If I will die one day, husband also will die one day, or wife will die one day, or somebody will die one day. So what is this? There is something commonality. There is something karma, rinanubandha, or karma bandhana is there. That's why you are together. But every individual is a separate jiva who has taken birth to work out his or her karma and prarabdha and a set of desires. So the deep meditation or deep absorption happens when you are detached. You can't take everybody and go into deep meditation. You go into deep meditation alone. A wife cannot say, okay, I am going to meditation with my husband. No. There is a nice bhajan, a devotional song which says, Kabir Das, I think, Prema Gali Ati Sankari. The street of the love of God is very narrow street. Only one person can walk. Two people cannot walk together. Yeah, when you are not in that path, you have few people you walk together, no problem. When spiritual life comes, when you close your eyes and try to meditate, you still want to think about your husband, wife, children, this and that. You can't meditate. You keep everybody aside and then meditate. That doesn't mean you don't like them or you hate them. No, it is not so. But this process of meditation requires you to be alone. You and your God, nothing else. And that is difficult unless you have this detachment. If detachment is there, it is easy to say, but it is as easy as take the plug out of the socket, put into another socket. When this puts in another socket, this switch has nothing to do with that, as if it is. But no, once meditation over, I put it there. But when Sri Ramakrishna used to meditate up to what extent? Forgetting everybody, forgetting even that he is a Brahmin, so put the sacred thread on the tree. Forgetting even that he is a man. You can't meditate, oh I am a man. No, forget about it. You are Atman, has no sex, has no gender. So all the inhibitions, all these limitations, what are that? You have pride of everything. Do you know who am I? Do you know who my father is? Do you know how much money I have? All the things you have to keep aside, then only you can meditate. You can't meditate being a king. No, you renounce your kingliness, if I can say, and sit and meditate. That's why you will find in all the examples, even if you are a king, goes to the temple like a beggar with all humility. Correct? In Jagannath Dev's Rath Yatra, the king will be the first person to pull the chariot and he is supposed to sweep the floor. He is as good as an ordinary person because he has to leave his ego. Then only he can lead this. So meditation is a very practical affair where you practically be detached. Okay, unplug everything. Our Swami Turiyananda ji, he used to say, when you sit for meditation, put a signboard here, no admission, so no thoughts will come. So unplug from everything. Okay, now I am free. Nobody, I am not connected with anybody, at least for that time. Because all your loved ones are a factor of disturbance in your meditation. They are not helpful. Nobody can be helpful in meditation. That doesn't mean you don't have any love and concern. You have. For this 10, 15, 20 minutes, let me be alone. This detachment only will allow you for the deep absorption. Otherwise not. So anyway, this is what a very fantastic subject that we discussed. And we'll take up next Sunday. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.